Hello everyone, I'm Josh Garrett, and in this video I'm going to be talking about barter. What is barter? And what are the good and bad in barter? How did paper money come into place? This is what we'll be looking at in this video. First, what is barter? Barter is basically when one party directly sells goods or services to the other party. What do I mean by directly? I'll give you an example. Let's say there are two neighbors, neighbor 1 and neighbor 2. Neighbor 1 wants his door fixed, while neighbor 2 wants his car washed. So, indirectly, or as with paper money, it would be like this. Neighbor 1 would pay neighbor 2 to fix the door, and neighbor 2 would pay neighbor 1 to wash his car. This way, it's not very direct, but this is where bartering comes into place. Neighbor 1 will say to neighbor 2, I will wash your car if you come and fix my door. And there's a deal done. And that's also what's called bartering. Now, what is the good and bad about bartering? Well, as you saw, from my example, the good is that it's very direct, no need for many hustles. But there's also bad sides of bartering. For example, the correct value. How will you know the correct value? If you have money, you will say this is for 5 cents, 5 dimes, 5 rupees, anything like that. But if you have bartering, the other person will have to accept what you're giving first. And if he doesn't accept, you need another third party person to provide for your barter. Bartering, the good thing is that, as I said, very direct. Number 2 is that it's also a direct win-win. Money can buy almost everything, but if you have you can barter straight away. So 2 sheep for some wheat. This is a direct win, and this is how it used to be in ancient times. Now, how did paper money come into place? It is a very, very interesting story, and that is what we're going to be looking at today. Paper money didn't actually come first. First, there was gold. You might remember from history books that gold that used to be the modes of money. There's gold coins, and how much that gold coins weigh is how much they'll pay with it. Gold is commodity money, and if you're doing bigger deals, it'll weigh so much and it'll be harder to carry, harder to transport. So that's why it's called a commodity money. Paper money is completely different. But how did someone convince all the people that paper has some value? It started off with a book being written, especially where Genghis Khan kind of convinced all his citizens that paper money is of use. But this is not how paper money came into place all over the world. How it came into place is through banks. Banks were created, and they'll say you can just retrieve it by giving this receipt. But the citizens were more intelligent than that. They started trading the receipts for goods. So for 2 apples, they'll give this receipt. And this means this person who got the receipt could go into the bank and collect that amount of gold. Now, not only the citizens were smart, the people running the bank was also smart. They started making more bank receipts because they realized that the bank receipts get circulated around without ever being given to the bank themselves. For example, some countries will just go to the top notch, making so many bank receipts that it's too hard not to notice. So the people started noticing, and then they realized that they can't actually withdraw any money with these bank receipts since they're just extra and they're not real. So they went to the bank to collect all the money, banks failed, and the economy is down. Now there's also a second problem. Let's say a city has one bank, then another city has another bank. Now this bank of this city will supply all the receipts, while this bank will supply all the receipts for its city. Now what if one person is traveling from city 1 to city 2? They will have their own receipts, but they won't be able to pay unless this bank has a branch nearby to that city, so that they can withdraw the money, of course. So in bigger places like this happen through cities, not through countries, like how it is right now. So this is a big problem. What was the common? Now all the countries had a common solution to this. That is, they made a central bank. This central bank will supply all the receipts, and then the country can use these receipts everywhere. And that is how paper money came into place. This happened to almost all countries, and that is why we see paper money today instead of barter. And thanks for watching my video. If you like my video, please like and subscribe. Bye.